Uh, like I said, my name is Elijah Brink. I'm a freelance journalist in the Raytown area. This is my YouTube channel.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to meet you, AD Fletcher.
Yes.
That's your name you go by, or
Yes. My name's Adam.
Adam? You said
There's a few other Adam Fletchers out there, so I just went with AD.
that's valid. That's valid. I have a list of 6 questions for you.
Go ahead.
Here at the Indie Bookstore Day. Here, try it. Without further ado, here we go.
All right.
What inspired you to start writing?
I used to write just little shorts, things here and there, just to get it out, and kind of a therapeutic thing. And the reason I wrote my first book is I was in between books on a series, waiting on the next one to come out, and it was going to be about a year and a half, and I was complaining to one of my friends that I was going to have to wait so long. I didn't want to start a new series. I didn't want to read anything else in between, because then I'm going to have to restart the whole series before it, kind of a OCD thing. And he told me just go ahead, shut up and write my own, since I couldn't find anything I wanted to spend the time on. And I did. I started working on it about 15 minutes later. I kept going, and one book started getting long, so I stopped that one, and then it was, I guess I'll start a second one, and enough people liked the first one that I did the second one, and then enough people liked the second one, so I did the third one and worked on my short stories in between whenever I get stunned or, get that writer's block. I work on shorts just to pass the time or clear my head. And eventually somebody asked me to just go ahead and put out a book of my short stories and get those out there, because a lot of people enjoyed them. I actually just got told this morning that all 3 of my books, the series, was released under one cover, as like an omni version of the full compilation combined.
Like an omnibus,
Yeah.
kind of, or that's really cool.
So it just got released on Amazon this morning and on Kindle Unlimited, Kindle Direct. So
That's really cool. And you said that you write short stories in between.
yep,
When
it
you were
helps.
writing Jacob's Ladder trilogy.
Yep, it helps me clear my head. So when I get stumped on a subject or trying to figure out a conversation, or because I want everything to sound fluid, not forced. So if I get to where I'm forcing my writing on my main books, then I'll write a short story, just where I'm not trying to force something. I want it to be more cohesive instead of trying to push. And then, to me, that's when reading, that always bothered me, when something feels forced. And I'm one of the, I'm not a literary expert. I'm not I read, I do different things, I act. So when I'm sitting there waiting for my next thing, I'll jot down a short story. I also, I never released it, but I would write poems, and I used to write song lyrics for some local bands, and it's just getting it out there. To me, it helps clear my head. My own personal type of therapy, I guess.
Art's a personal type thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite genre? I was gonna guess horror. But...
Actually, I don't. I read a little bit of everything. I'll read horror, I'll read sci-fi, I'll read fantasy, I'll read historical. I love research, so like each book took me a little bit to do because I research like the first book. I went through translation after translation on Sumerian deities and to get every aspect of it, and I didn't want anything to be seen. Yes, they're fantasy, yes, they're thriller type stuff, but I want it more factual or historical base. I probably went through 30 different books on the Knights Templar. So that one took me a while to write because I was like, well, what would they do in this? And then I'd research another book, and then that book would have another book attached to it.
It's something else.
Like the
Unfortunately, there is a
historical accuracy is what I want. I want people to be able to read and understand it, but not
probably. So I'm like,
I'm more of a blue collar person, so I don't want it coming off highbrow or, elitist or talking down or anything. I want the average reader and the average person to be able to understand and not put things so technical that it's off-putting when you're trying to understand it. I want to break it down a little bit easier because that's more my life, my people, the ones that I deal with.
That's cool. That's very respectful. I want to move on to the rest of the questions. That's okay.
Okay.
She's like my age.
How would you describe your writing process for Jacob's Ladder and for the short stories? You said you're constantly creative.
I'll start thinking of a character. Some authors will sit and do outlines and break every aspect down. I will just start writing and see what happens. And then I'll send it to a few people and be like, does this make any sense at all? And you have people that will sit and have to seclude. I put in earbuds, turn on music, and just start going. And what music I'm listening to will also inspire what I'm working on. There's one story that I've been working on for a while, and I'm listening to the old jazz and blues clubs and those juke joints. So I'll listen to that. There's others where it's more action packed, so I'll have to listen to something a little bit faster pace. If I'm working on a period piece, then I'm going to listen to music from that time. This one deals with the Navajo skinwalkers, and I listened to a lot of Navajo and Native music while I was doing it because it involves some of the reservation life, and it gets me in the mood for what I'm doing. So, and I don't use a laptop. I'm usually working on it on my phone, so I'll just sit there and yes.
As a fellow writer, I can't believe that.
Yeah, I'll sit there and just text my entire thing through here, and if I'm driving, I'll turn on the talk to text and just record it through my car as I'm going somewhere, and then have to translate it later because I'm sidetracked or yelling at a car on the road. So I'll sit there and just do this, and then I even have a mini keyboard that I can connect to my phone or my tablet and just go.
That is seriously ambitious.
And it's because when I started writing, I was working security, so I couldn't have a tablet, I couldn't have a laptop, and I would just have a notepad and just be scribbling notes, and then making time before I go to bed, or if I wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, I'll just grab my phone and just start doing something, or just scribbling it on a notepad somewhere. And there's, in every room of the house, there's a notepad of some sort. So in case I get an idea, I'll just start scribbling. And like, I can never work on one story at a time. Like right now, I'm currently working on 3 separate stories. So, and there was a time where I was working on a total of 19 at once. But I help write like scripts for like screenplays for like short stories for film, or one of my friends has a production company and makes movies. So it's, hey, we're working on something like this, think of a scene, we got to come up with an idea or something, and I'll just start jotting things down for them and come up with like one of my new ones that I'm working on. It's they wanted something Japanese inspired, but also on the supernatural side. So it's dealing with the Oni, the vengeful spirits, and working on that. I'm working on one for one of my friends that I do a lot of the conventions with, that they usually have a booth at the same one. They're a tarot card reader, so I started writing a story about them, you know, what happens. And it's, ideas come when they come, and I try not to force them, because when I force it, it comes out more static than.
My next series is hockey romance, so
I deal more with chaos.